All right. Look, everyone, I really liked the Superman movie despite all of its flaws and problems. And I was really willing to give some grace to the biggest problem in the movie, which is the evil Jor-El and Laura plot, because there were enough tells in the script to leave some wiggle room with that message to have maybe been faked, despite many characters saying that the video was real. So the fact that James Gunn is now clarifying that the message from Jor-El and Lara is real in the new Superman film is a little troubling. It's a message that essentially tells Kal-El to lord over the planet, take all these wives, make all these babies, and it's honestly a bit of a character killer within the lore. All of this is just a major breach of the core Superman story. And I get that James Gunn is trying to push the nurture over nature message that he instilled into the script, but I kind of call bullshit on his own understanding of the story that he himself created and is trying to explain, which is absolutely mind boggling in how he's doing it. This choice of his really threatens to ruin Superman as a character in the same way that Disney ruined Star Wars by turning Jedi into villains and killing off Han Solo and Luke Skywalker in the most lackluster way possible. James Gunn is many things. He's many things, but he isn't stupid. So what is he doing here? It it just looks a little odd. So let's break it down. And there's this interview that he did in which he talks about this in depth. And I need to just point out here that when a director puts his own story ideas above basic technological principles that are in operation within the real world today, as well as within the story world that they created, they are either introducing foundational errors to the film or setting up an Easter egg for a future film. Think about it. Our world is now full of these tech savvy people who know about AI and security and hacking and video manipulation. And that's something that James Gunn really needs to take into account because we are a tech savvy audience. He and every other director, they need to make their films with the understanding that they have got to up their game with technology or people are going to start trashing their films. Just like what's starting to happen here with James Gunn as he doubles down on the evil Kryptonian plot that he himself created, and which was absolutely unnecessary because the video message that the engineer delivered to Lex Luthor, it kind of works, whether it's real or fake. It really illustrates the fact that it doesn't matter about the authenticity for it to go viral on the internet and change people's minds and moods immediately. So let's watch this video and let's walk through where James Gunn gets it right and gets it wrong. All right, here, let's just play this.
Has it been doctored? Is that the actual
How
message?
can someone not think it's real?
I'm just saying.
How can someone? I don't understand. Like we did this. So in the test screens, people were like, "Is it real?" You know, with AI, nobody trusts anything.
All right, that's legitimate. It's a legitimate question, especially given how advanced AI has gotten. How can anybody trust anything? In the movie, it's never revealed to the general public or to the Secretary of Defense that the engineer, the smartest and most talented computing metahuman in the world, was the one who retrieved and repaired the file. She is literally a walking human computer with processing speeds and intelligence capabilities beyond any AI or algorithm that's out there. You're telling me that while the engineer, a computing being who is plugged into a Kryptonian computer that she quickly figures out how to operate, isn't capable of manipulating the message in the moment as she is repairing it? She has literally just told us that she sacrificed her humanity to bring Superman down. She had the means, she had the motive, and she had the ability to manipulate this mangled message into what she wanted it to be. And remember, this is a message that Superman's own Kryptonian AI could not repair. So, yeah, we have every reason to believe that the engineer doctored that message from Jor-El and Laura and gave it to Lex, telling him it was real so that he could peddle it to the world truthfully, telling them that it was real. All right, let's look at this next section of the video.
Okay. In the movie,
You make a point of saying, Mr. Terrific says it's real.
Mr. Terrific says, I know those computer forensics guys. There's no way. That's Mr. Terrific. Smart as Lex Luthor.
Fair. Mr. Terrific is as smart as Lex Luthor. Okay, granted. However, he never examined the video himself. He never studied the original in depth either. He has nothing to compare it to. He hasn't really looked at it. He's just farming out his trust to another party. Plus, he didn't know that the engineer was the one who repaired and retrieved the video. If he did know, I don't see any reality in which Mr. Terrific doesn't choose to go metahuman to metahuman on this video to examine the engineer's work. That is such a tech thing to do. Based upon the character presented to us in this film, it's just not in him to let that kind of challenge go. And if anyone could find an error in the repaired video, it would be him. All right, let's look at the next part of this video.
Then I have Maury, the Secretary of Defense, say, I think whatever you think about Luthor, but it's real.
Okay, so let's think about that. The Secretary of Defense, who is pro Lex Luthor, he says it's real. Well, Lex is the one who delivered the file to him, but we never see him explaining to Maury that the engineer basically hacked Superman's Kryptonian computer to retrieve and repair this video. And that didn't raise any red flags that the most sophisticated computing metahuman and someone who is trying to bring down Superman, it doesn't raise a red flag, that she is the one who retrieved and delivered that message. There's no chain of custody here, no verifiable signature hash, no logs of the decryption or the repair process, no original file to compare against the repaired file. Are you telling me that this is how a Secretary of Defense would act? Maybe, especially since he is an anti-Superman person and is happy to bring him down as well. All right, so here's the next part of the video.
And then the clincher is that Gurkos and Lex are walking together.
Right.
And, Gurkos says, you doctored a message. This is great. And Lex says, it's not a message. It's not doctored.
Right.
It's real. And who thought his own parents would be the ones to bring him down?
Okay. We just clarified.
So that's essentially meaningless. If the engineer never told him that she doctored the video, he would believe it was real. So he would tell people it was real and he would believe it totally. Here's the thing about how this kind of technology works. New tech comes out that makes the impossible possible and seemingly unbreakable. Then people get to work figuring out how to hack it, how to break it, how to seamlessly get inside without setting off alarms. This happens all the time. With AI-generated video and audio, there was a time when the best tech couldn't tell the difference. But then new advances were made, and suddenly AI can sense the heat on a person's cheeks and detect tonal instabilities in a voice, allowing it to confirm if the video is real or doctored. Today's forensic systems use signal patterning, compression artifacts, and multimodal sensor data to identify manipulation. Now, new AI is finding new ways to address those things to make deepfakes undetectable. It's a constant battle. So either James Gunn is just saying this because he needs to sell the story the way it is told in the film in order to hold the engineer's big reveal for a future film, or he just made a mistake and nobody who knows better stepped up to tell him that he didn't properly address the technology. And that's a whole different problem if his people didn't feel like they could tell him when he was getting something wrong on the technology. And again, all of this nonsense from James Gunn is just distracting from promoting the film and was utterly unnecessary because the video message that the engineer delivered to Lex Luthor, it works within the story, whether it's real or fake. He should just stay mum on that. He should just let it go and let people think what they want to think. But clarifying this only digs a bigger hole. All right, so that's my technology hot take on Superman and James Gunn. I simplified a lot of things here for timing, but you get the gist. Thanks for listening, everybody, and thanks for watching. And please do give this video a thumbs up and like and subscribe. And hey, while you're here, why not share this video with a friend who's wondering about this message as well? Because it's kind of a hot topic right now, and I think a lot of people are talking about it. Have a great day, everybody. Happy viewing, and I'll see y'all again soon. Bye for now.